Hey everybody, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today I'm going to show you how to make this fun card. I shared one about 2 years ago and it was called a triple pop-up cube card. So this is still very much a triple pop-up cube card, but what I've done is I've cut chunks out of all of them. So you've got a big V that's been cut out of this one and then also out of the two there. I made this one during a Facebook Live. This was actually the mock-up that I made, and when this one's flat it reminds me of like a man's tuxedo, so I think it would make a great masculine card. You could have a bow tie here or an actual tie and a shirt and lapels and stuff. So I think I'll definitely revisit it. I want to do a 6x6 size, and I just think it's really fun just cutting out those kind of triangles on all of the corners there. It all folds flat into a 5x7 size. It's the same with this one here. As you see, just have to make sure you don't catch the flowers, but it all folds down. So that's how it looks when they take it out of the envelope. You've got your space on the back there to be able to write your message, and it's pretty obvious what they will do with this because these bits just kind of fall down so they can see, you know, how it's to be displayed. I've got the flowers floating inside there. They're just suspended on some acetate, and then I've got my floating sentiment on the front there as well. Very, very easy to do. I didn't use any specialty dies apart from oval dies just to cut the sentiment out. You can use anything in your stash and it's going to work great for so many different occasions. So let me show you how I made it. So I'm using the papers from the Bright Gingham and Tiny Polka Dots paper pad. It's 8x8 pad, 190 GSM. You get 24 sheets, 6 designs. So I've cut the pink in the gingham and the polka dot. I've already stamped and cut the sentiment there. A big birthday deserves a big card. And that's from this stamp set of mine here, which I think is still available. So I'll link it below along with the papers, and also the floral stamp set, which is my flowers and foliage one. And I've just stamped this one, and this one, and then some of the leaves as well. So I heat embossed them all on watercolour card. And then I just used my watercolours and coloured them in different. So I've got the pink, the yellow and the purple there, and then the green leaves. So got all of that ready. To make the actual box card, you want a piece of 10.5 by 7, and along the 10.5 side you're going to score at 2.5, 5, 7.5 and 10. You'll then want 2 pieces of 10.5 by 2.5, and again you're going to score the same. So along that long side you're scoring at 2.5, 5, 7.5 and 10. So I've already made this one here. You can see how it's going to look. I've already done that one there. So that's all the scoring done. So you want to fold and burnish all of those score lines. Now with this piece here, I want to have the join at the front so that you don't see any of the joins when it's together. So the join is all down this piece here, but you don't see any of it, so it keeps it nice and neat. So you grab a ruler and a pencil. If I just flip this over, I'm coming up where you've got your 1/2 inch tab here. You want to mark up 2.5 inches, and then also at the opposite end just mark up 2.5 inches, like so. Now if you want, you can cut through both layers. If you just fold it in half, you could just cut across here and then cut through both pieces up to this score line here, but I'm going to do them separately just because I don't think everyone will be able to do it that way. So starting from this end, you might find using your trimmer is going to be easier. You're going to cut from the pencil up to the top of this first score line. So I'm going to pop it in here. So I've got my pencil mark on the blade, and then the score line, the top of the score line on the blade, like so. You can see now we've got this first side here, we've got this angle piece. And then on this side, you just take your scissors and cut first of all across to the pencil mark, like so. And then if you fold that one under, and then do the same with this one. So the pencil mark's lined up with my blade and the top of that first score line there. If you've got any pencil marks still, just rub those out. And then I'm just going to take a little wedge off of the ends here, like so. And then I'm going to use my quick grab glue and just run that along the tab, and just fold that side and the tab, and then this side. and then I like to fold it that way as well. Just make sure it all lies flat each time. And now you've got that box shape. Now I've seen some people already sharing the card on Mixed Up Crafters Facebook group, just doing this style with pattern paper down the sides, pattern paper in there, and then all of the, you know, bits and pieces popping up inside. So if you want, you can keep it and just stop there. So now you can start to see how the rest of the shape comes together. So that one is going to stick onto that side like so. So to get this shape, you just want to take a little wedge off of the edges there. Now again, I've got the join at the front, so bring that around. See them there? You can see it just in there where I've cut the angle. So with this one, bring this out. So you've got your 1/2 inch tab at the top. And on this first score line, you want to come in 1/2 inch. So just mark there, 1/2 inch on that first score line. And then from this corner, this bottom corner, you want to cut up to that score line, like so. And then from the middle score line, okay, from there you're going to cut up. Again, you can stick this all together, fold it in half and cut through both pieces, but I think this is going to be a bit easier to manage for most. And now that one can stick on there, but you'll find you'll probably have to cut a bit more off. So I'm just going to cut a big wedge off of that one. That should now, yeah, hide behind it nicely. So again, I'm going to add my glue. And just stick that together like so. Again, just fold it all flat, or let it lie flat so you know it's all lined up. Okay, so that one I'm going to turn around, and now it's going to stick on that side. So actually the join is right up there, but you still don't see it. So you just want to flip one so it's that way and flip one so it's that way. So you've got the join hidden there, or you've got it hidden at the top there. But when someone's just looking at it straight on, like so, when it's displayed, they can't see any joins on any of those pieces. So stick them onto this one here. I'm going to use the construction glue now, because that's going to start to strengthen everything. Okay, so once they're kind of tacked in place, just lay it flat and fold these both up, and just make sure that they're flush with the bottom of the card. Okay, so now we can start decorating. So I've got 2 pieces here, which are 2 1/4 by 6 3/4 in the polka dot, and they're going to go in the back here. So I'm going to stick those down. I'm going to tell you the sizes and stick each piece down as I go, and that way I know I won't miss any. Okay, then you want to cut yourself 2 pieces of 2 1/8 by 4 1/8, and you want to cut one piece from the bottom left to the top right, and then the other one from the top right down to the bottom left. So they're going to go on those sides there, and then so that I don't waste these, I'm going to stick them inside here, or you've got them if you're making another card, you've got 2 again. Okay, if I show you here, you can see I've stuck them inside just so they weren't wasted, because I knew I wanted to use different papers for the next one that I was doing. So I'm going to stick those all down next. Okay, next you're going to cut yourself, I think it's 10 pieces in total, because you've got 1 2 3 4 5 on each side. So again, just decide on the, you know, the patterns and where you want them. So I've got my polka dot, these are all 2 1/4 squared. So I've got polka dot is going to go on the back there to match that one, and then the gingham on the bottom there, and then another polka dot on the bottom here. So I'm going to stick those squares down next, and then I'll show you and give you the measurements for the angled pieces. So lastly, you want to create these angled pieces here. So I've already done the gingham one, which is going to go on that side there. So again, you've got yourself a piece of 2 1/4 squared. You want to, again, if it's directional, then you're going to have to, you know, look at which corner you need to cut from, but you want to come in 3/8 of an inch. So I know I want this one to go on this side here, so I want to come in from the top left. So top left, little pencil mark at 3/8, and then I'm just going to cut from the bottom right corner up to that pencil mark, like so. Just remove anything there, and then stick that one down. You can see how it fits perfectly. So for this one, you want to come in 3/8 in the bottom left. For this one, bottom right, and for this one, top right. So just look at the section you're working on and then cut, you know, mark in on that corner and then cut, and that way you won't get yourself confused. So I'm just going to stick those ones down. So that's all the panels covered now. I think it looks really cool. It really shows off that shape. Then I've got these two strips here, one in acetate and one in cardstock. So the cardstock one, to be honest, they could both be in acetate if you want, or both be in card. I've got the cardstock behind my sentiment here. You can just see it in there, that's probably best. And then the acetate is behind the flowers. So they are both different sizes and you fold them slightly differently. So they're both 1/2 inch wide, and this one's by 4.5. And you're going to score at 1/2, 1 inch and 1.5, and then 3, 3.5 and 4. And you want to do a mountain, valley, mountain fold. So you've got an M shape. And then at this side it would be a mountain, valley, mountain fold again. Okay, so you should have that little spring. And then I like to just add a curve in the middle section. You see now? So the bit in between the two kind of M shapes. So now it's more like that. I'll give you the measurements of the acetate piece as well whilst I've got the scoreboard out. So this is 4 by 1/2 inch. And you're going to score at 1/2 inch and 3.5. So just 1/2 inch at each end. And just fold. And then I've already added red tape onto each end there. So we'll stick the sentiment piece down first. So what's going to happen is when that, you want to lay it flat. You're going to add your glue to the squares underneath, and you're going to stick it so it runs flush with these, with the top of these pieces here and across this fold in the middle. So I'm just going to drop it in like so. So I just hold it up there. You want to kind of get it, if you bring your hands in underneath either side, it's a lot easier to push it down like so. But now can you see how that pops out like so? So I'm going to then add my glue onto just the brow really of that kind of arch. Take the sentiment and I'm going to stick that in and lay it all flat at the same time. So now as it opens, as you pull down these cubes, the angled kind of sloped part here brings that sentiment out, and then it just pops out again when you bring up the box like so. It's really cool. I always like to do these springs on box cards because then it means you can have your sentiment right in the middle. So make sure that's all secure. It kind of wobbles around. And then with the acetate, I'm just going to take off the backing there. And it's up to you where you position this. I've come down, looks about 2 inches or 1.5 inches, but it depends again what you're going to be using for decoration. But fold in the two sides there, and you just want it kind of equally spaced across the fold there. So it's just underneath these side pieces here like so. And then when you open it up, you'll see it just naturally bends. Okay, and that is now going to have the flowers on. So I'm just going to use some red tape just on the big flower, and then I'm going to stick the rest of them all onto this. So it's just this one that's attaching to the acetate. So what I might actually do is pop the tape on the acetate actually. So I'm just going to run it just through the middle there, make sure it doesn't go off the edges. I'll just bring this up so you can see I've just added my glue just there, and then I'm going to position my flower like so. And now you can see it looks like it's floating, And then I'm just going to build everything from that. Okay, so there's the finished card. Just hold this one up so you can see there. And then again this one, slightly different layout, different colours there. I think they look so cool. Really, really fun style. And again, it all folds flat. So that will go into 5x7 envelope or box envelope if you've got a lot more dimension on it. And again, that one there. If you add things to this piece, you do have to just make sure that it obviously doesn't catch at all when you go to lay it all flat. So thank you for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed this revisit of the triple pop-up card style and just that different look now with those pieces cut out. I will, as always, have the product that I've used in the description box below. I will have the triple cube that I've already made popping up now, so you might want to watch those next. And if you enjoyed today, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't done so already, and I'll be back again very soon with more tutorials. Take care. Bye.